Well guys, PC flipping is very popular at the moment, and those of you who don't know, it's the art of buying used components and resell them as a whole PC to make a profit. Of course, it's used components because if you are thinking about turning a profit selling brand new components, well, you're out of luck. Especially on YouTube lately, it has been extremely popular with bigger YouTubers like Edgar from TechSource getting into it, and also with smaller channels dedicated only to PC flipping. For example, comes to my mind Elias from Elias Tech Lab. He's making very good content about it, and I know a lot of people who ask me about it and who want to get into it. I thought I'd give my opinion as somebody who has been doing it for a long time. I even started a company about PC building, PC flipping, PC reselling. I have now quit, so I think I am qualified to talk about it. Maybe not, but here are my 2 cents. Now, buying used components to get good value out of a gaming PC has been around for a while, and it is undoubtedly a lot better than buying a brand new PC. Thinking back, for those of you who are older and have been on YouTube for a while, I think about Scrapyard Wars, which Linus Tech Tips was doing, and that was a lot of fun. Back in the day, they were basically building good value used computers, and of course, at the end, you could have resold them for a profit. But the biggest channel there has ever been about it is Techia City, Brian from Techia City. It's my favorite tech channel. It's also what has got me into PC flipping to begin with, because nowadays there are a lot of resources about it, but even just 6-7 years ago, there was nothing about it. And Brian was one of the few people talking about it, and it did sound very exciting, and I got into it. It is also what has gotten me started with YouTube, because I just wanted to show my PC flips, pretty much the budget builds I could make, and the challenge for me was to make the cheapest possible PC build at the time. Now, my videos of the time are terrible, so I'm not recommending them to you because they're really, really bad, but I made like PCs for free. I managed to build PCs for 50 bucks, and I kind of did it all. I tried with deleting, overclocked systems. I sold pretty much whatever you could think about when it comes to PC hardware. That and overclocking are what the channel was supposed to initially be about. Now today, it is still about overclocking, even though we're mostly doing undervolting. Now I just talk about hardware without just focusing on the resell part. Also because when I started doing videos, there wasn't that much interest. Nowadays, it's popping off, which is why I'm thinking about doing a whole series on how you could do PC flipping if you want, but with recommendations which I really think you should take from this video, because it is probably not what you're expecting. Now, what comes out of the videos which you see online, which is good, by the way, don't get me wrong, kind of like when you see a car restoration video, like when people buy wrecked supercars and then they resell them, it just looks like a lot of fun. You get to get the car, drive the car, and in this case, you get to have maybe a very cool PC, play around with it, and that's the fun of it. And that's actually true. So that should be the fun about it. You need to love tech to do this. The part which is not true, which may seems like it from the videos, even though actually guys like Elias and also Budgeteers is a small channel which I like a lot, they show you the bad also. So they don't make it seem like easy money. But the point is that the money in it is actually pretty bad if you consider the time you're putting into it, and also a few variables which people do not quite think about when they start doing it. Now, behind me, there is my empty studio, which is where I used to build computers. Now I mostly do videos in it. And around me, you have all this hardware. Now, all this, it's not much really, but I didn't want to pull out all the broken hardware I had, but it's all broken. And this is the main thing which we're going to start talking about, okay? So we have a few motherboards, a few coolers, a few power supplies, any kind of hardware can fail, except maybe CPUs. But nowadays, with Intel, no, I'm kidding, they don't break, really. CPUs never break. But GPUs do. I even have one which I use to close my door, like to keep the door open when I want some air coming into it. The thing is, if you're selling PCs, if you're selling just one, okay, even if you turn a profit, again, depending on where you live, depending on the laws there, if you sell one, it's not a job, so you don't have to offer warranty, to pay taxes on it, and it's fine. But if you sell a few, then of course it becomes a job, at least where I'm from Italy. And so you have to offer warranty, of course, to the people you sell your PC to. It's also something which I think you should do to offer some tech support. You should do just out of trying to help out the people. But the problem is, since you're buying used components, even if you buy them very wisely, and trust me, I have decent experience in picking up the right stuff, and even if they are perfectly working when you have them, they can break after a while. If they break within a certain time period, you have to replace them and to pay for the replacement, and also spend the time and your expertise replacing the component in the PC. So when we see, like, we build a computer for $500, we sell it for 700, we make $200 profit. Truth is, we also have to factor into the profit the margin of computers which are going to come back with issues which we're going to have to fix. Even just from a purely economical standpoint, that's going to mean less profit. You need to put away some of those profits for the PCs which are going to come back, because it's going to be extra costs. Also, a lot of people don't factor in smaller costs which over time add up, like thermal paste costs, cleaning tool costs, electricity, and a lot of those things, but they are minor costs. They only really come into play if you're trying to scale this business, which is the problem. Basically, it's very cool if you want to build a computer, sell it, enjoy the process, maybe help someone out and make a small profit. That's how you should do it. But if you're trying to do this as a regular side hustle, it's going to become a job. You need to treat it like a business, and it's going to be like any other business. And it may not be the best business to be in, if it makes sense. Now, another problem is going to be tech support. So when I sold my computers, especially at the beginning, I used to tell them, I'm going to give you full hardware support, but the software is not what I'm selling you. So yes, I'm going to install Windows for you. The PC is going to be ready to go, but I'm not going to help you with any kind of software issues, like your headphones don't work. That's going to be something you have to figure out yourself. But people expect you to help them. Now, what happens is they text you about issues which they have, and then if you don't want to be rude, you have to help them, or just tell them you don't want to help them. Either way, you're going to lose some time, and some people are going to get really mad if you don't want to help them. So it's probably going to be easier just to tell them, hey, maybe plug the headphones in a different port. You're plugging it into the audio in, it should be in the audio out. So you're gonna do that because it's gonna be easier over time. But that's gonna make you spend more time into it, which brings me to the time problem. You think, okay, I can build a PC in 1 or 2 hours, test it for an hour, sell it, make $200 for 4 hours of work. That's $50 an hour. It's a lot of money, right? But the problem is you're gonna spend a lot more time than that doing it, because you have to look for the deals. And if you wanna actually make money on the PC, you have to look for every single component to get a good deal. So motherboard, CPU, RAM, cooler, SSD, case, GPU, power supply. You have to singularly buy them all. And the time is not gonna be the time spent buying it. It's also gonna be the time spent looking and getting your offer rejected. That also, if you actually start doing it, becomes ingrained into you, and you start doing it all the time, because when a good deal pops up, you have to be quick to go and buy it, because someone else is going to buy it. So you're going to unconsciously spend a lot of time on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or whatever website to buy this stuff. And now, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but when it's still fun, it's worth it. Once you're just doing it for the money, it's not worth it anymore, because you're going to quickly realize to get the PC built and sold, it's going to take you double what you thought. And once you sold it, issues have just begun. Some PC flips, you just sell them and you never hear from the guy again. But some guys, they just start asking you a lot of questions, which again, you can tell them that basically they have to take care of it by themselves. They're going to get mad, and what's also going to happen is, since you're going to have to provide a warranty on your PC, they're going to start claiming that the problem is due to a hardware fault. So in order for you to prove that it's not a hardware fault, you're going to basically have to go and fix the problem. So you also have to factor in the time spent helping the guys after the sale, which is why PC shops have a person that does it, and it's a proper business with employees, which is not what you're doing here. Basically, in the end, you're going to spend maybe 10 hours for a single PC flip, because you also have to take the picture, make the ad, sell the PC, tech support, find the price, build it. $200, they become maybe $20 an hour without accounting for if anything goes wrong to the PC, pretty much. Or if a part you buy breaks, which at the end of the day doesn't make it worth it as a long-term business option, unless you want to go and be like a proper company. And even there, I think there are a lot better options, which is why nowadays I'm doing something else and I'm not selling PCs anymore, because I just figured if you're very business savvy, you can do probably a better choice. And if you really like tech, it's probably better to just build PCs for your friends and enjoy it, which is what I'm doing nowadays. So nowadays I'm just building PCs for friends, people I know. I also help out a few friends who are still selling PCs every now and then. That's also fun. PC flipping, it's not as good as it seems, unless you want to do it for not too long, sell a few PCs, have fun, tinker with tech, maybe use it as a way to upgrade your gaming PC. I really like those series on YouTube which are about like selling PCs until, and then maybe they get themselves a good PC. And that's how you should do it. Short term, enjoy the process, have fun, learn a lot, get what you want, and then I wouldn't do it for the long term really. But let me know what you guys think, and really, I'd really like to hear from other PC flippers or ex-PC flippers or people who are PC builders for companies. Let me know what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Would you give any advice to someone who wants to start? Let me know down below, and let me know if you want to hear more things about PC flipping. I know a lot about it. I can make maybe a full series about it, and maybe I can tell you guys how to do it without burning out. And I hope to see you guys again in another video, and I wish you a very good day, and thanks a lot for hearing me yapping for 10 minutes. I appreciate it. Bye bye.